All right, guys, welcome to David Dudley Outdoors, and we're back, okay? We're back with a discussion, and this is going to be a pretty cool discussion. This is going to be the Bassmaster Classic 2020. We're going to be discussing the field that's there and who are the predictions to win. So, guys, comment. I want to see as we go along. We're going to be going alphabetical order with the anglers, and I want you guys to comment as if we get to an angler. I can see all the comments that are coming in. Like I can read. Joshua Lee has been a big supporter of the channel for a long time. Hampton Skull, there he is. Joe Holland, Joshua Lee. Guys, you guys have been so kind to me over the time. Matt Becker Fishing is in here. My prediction is with Matt Becker is he's going to be joining the Major League Fishing Tour in 2 years. A phenomenal fisherman. There's Top Gun, big supporter of the channel. Stephen Beckett. All right, guys. So as I'm commenting, okay, I can see what's coming in. We're going to be discussing some of these anglers that are going to be in the 2020 Classic. So let's talk a little bit about the lake right now. The lake is we're going to be in pre-spawn. We're going to Lake Gunnersville, and I said it before that those bass look at crankbaits, swim baits, plastics all year round. Never fails. And I will make this prediction is that 3 of the top 10 will be around a bridge somewhere. Rip Rap, bridge, something. In Gunnersville, if you're not fishing around a bridge, at times you're going to be behind the 8 ball. That's the word I'm looking for. So we got Brian's Fishing Adventures, Love and Shave. All right, so here we go. First one off the Giddy, and I'm really just going on the Bassmaster website, reading the angler profiles on here. So these are going to be going in alphabetical order. So I'm definitely going to freeze it when I get to some anglers that I feel are going to, excel in this tournament. So here we go. Let me back up here a little bit. Here we go. Let's see. All right, here we go. We're going to start off with Matt Airy. Matt Airy is a very consistent fisherman. He is. He's very consistent, and he's right sharp at everything from the spinning rod to a flipping stick to swim baits. He's one of those sneaky fishermen who throws those tennis shoe swim baits a lot. He's done it at Beaver before. So with Matt Airy, I'm going to put him consistently wise. He's definitely going to be in the top. He's going to be in the top 15. We're going top 15. Next one, it's going to be Todd Auten. Todd Auten is one of the original chatterbait, bladed bait throwers. He's definitely going to be a player when it comes to. He's definitely going to be a player when it comes to Lake Gunnersville. It's got grass. We're going to be bladed bait time of year. So, Todd, I'm putting you in the top 10 for sure. See if anybody is agreeing. I see some Corey names coming in right there. Top Gun, Corey. We're getting to Corey. All right, so Todd Auten. Drew Benton. Drew Benton is a phenomenal fisherman. He's great with his eyes for sure. I'm not sure. I don't think anything with the eyes are going to be playing in this tournament. So, Drew, I know you're a good fisherman. But not going with you this time. All right, Stetson Blaylock. Stetson Blaylock is a fisherman who has blossomed. I think he started out on the co-angler side, came out on FLW, switched over and went to bass, and my man has become a very consistent top finisher. He's always knocking at the door. He's already got off to a good start here this year on the Elite Series. He qualified last year. He was ranked second, okay? So ranked second last year behind Scott Canterbury. Stetson, I'm putting you in the top 10. Daggone, I already got 2 in the top 10, and we ain't even got through many of the people here. Got Gray Buck, man, smiling all the time. Gray Bucks is a fun guy. He qualified through the Eastern Opens, and he's always good around the spawn. Not so sure on the pre-spawn, so I'm not going with you this time, Gray. Josh Busby, have no idea about you. You qualified through the team championships. Can't really say much about you. That don't mean I ain't pulling for you or don't think you're good, but have no clue who you are. Scott Canterbury, come on, guys. Let's talk about Scott a little bit. We'll breeze through a lot of these, but Scott Canterbury, AOI 2019 Bassmaster Elite Angler of the Year. My man has become a consistent fisherman. And one good thing about Scott, I think in the last few years, Scott at times was like it was either feast or famine for him. Not so much on the famine side, but hunger side. It was like a pretty big roller coaster with him. He's ironed out some of the weaknesses in his game, and Scott has become one of the a great fisherman. And he lives right there at Guntersville. Come on. You know I got to have him in the top 3. And at the end of this video, I will tell you who I feel the top 3 are going to be. So definitely Scott Canterbury, you're going to be a big player. All right, Brandon Card. Brandon Card is a fisherman who has really developed into a good fisherman. If you're not familiar with Brandon, he's a very hungry fisherman. He desires to know the truth about fishing. He desires to know a lot of things. He did well towards the end of the season last year. He's learning how to iron out some of his bad tournaments. He finished 22nd in AOI last year. Great fisherman. But I'm not going to put you in the top 10 on this one, but a phenomenal fisherman. All right, Hank Cherry. All right, Hank, I would love to throw you some love because I think Hank is probably the jerkbait master. And we know jerkbaits are probably going to be a player, but when the water is like super muddy, and I think Guntersville has quite a bit of color, the jerkbait bite kind of fades off. That doesn't mean my boy Hank is not a good fisherman. Just some people excel at different things. I guarantee you he will be working his wrist out like crazy. So we got Brandon Cobb coming up. Brandon Cobb is like, oh, wow. He's one of these fishermen who doesn't seem to matter what you throw at him. He's very strong in his game. We saw him last year take a wacky worm to the victory at that lake in South Carolina. I can't remember, but doesn't really matter what you throw. He's excellent at covering a lot of water. I don't think Guntersville is a place that you can cover a lot of water. Typically, Guntersville is one in areas. So when this guy has freedom to run all over the place, he's very good, but I'm going to put him in the top 15 for sure. But, man, I don't know. Maybe not the top 10. I don't know. We'll see. All right, now we got Keith Combs. Okay, Keith Combs, take a crank. I mean, he's going to be cranking. He's going to take his rod and throw it out last year in the AOY race. He's that. I mean, come on. Let's talk about John Cox just a little bit. Typically always has a lot of fish to go to, but it don't mean it's always on the winning stringer. My man's got phenomenal eyes. I mean, why not? We're putting John Cox in the top 10. He's going to be like, oh, shucks and golly, I didn't know. I didn't think I was on. I lucked up. You know how he talks. He's just he'll be a top 10. Uh-oh, we got the man with not an ounce of fat on him. John Cruz. He sure has in the last few years blossomed into. I'm using blossom a lot. You're probably already commenting on that. Dudley, working for me now. Never count out John Cox. Refresh it, working. We must be having technical difficulties. John Cruz has blossomed into, he just finished second at the St. John's. As you can see in this picture, he's pulling out fruit out of his refrigerator. I just went up there and ate some ice cream. So I reckon John Cruz is going to take his six-pack. He'll do good. I'm going to put John in the top 15 for sure. Let's see. Clint Davis, all right. He qualified 25th through the Elite Series. Clint Davis is a man, he's good at milking out certain areas, certain spots. He's done very well on the FLW tour at times. Clint is one of those guys, when he's on, you better watch out. He's threatening to win. I'm going to go a little bit off. He's great with his electronics, but I'm not going to put Clint in the top 10. Greg Diploma, Greg I got to hang out a little bit with Greg, and he qualified 39th. Good fisherman. Definitely has got some talent. He made it to the Classic. Not going with the top 15 on him. Bob Downey, he was the Central Open champion. Know nothing about you, Bob. Don't mean that you ain't any good, but just I can't talk about you if I don't know you. Seth Fighter, the guy with the darn mustache that could act as a broom. If we cut his mustache off, we could glue it onto a broomstick and sweep up a factory warehouse with his mustache. But okay, ranked 5th last year. Seth is a guy who can milk out some areas, and I've said it before at Lake Gunnersville. You can't really run patterns. They're typically won in areas, and Seth knows how to milk those out. I'm going to give Seth, darn it. I'm going to give Seth the top 15. I might switch him up into the top 10 at the end of this video, but I'm definitely, he will definitely be up there. All right, Michael Frazier. Okay, I'm putting him in my top 10. My man is a cold water fanatic. He loves his little shad wraps, cold water cranking. He always does good in cold water cranking situations. I'm going top 10 with Micah Frazier. Giving you some love on that one. Daryl Gleason, don't know you. Doesn't mean you're not any good. Don't know anything about you, but I hope you do well. Jeff Gustafson. All right, my man definitely is a cold water fisherman. He lives up there in Canada, goes out on the stupid ice, drilling holes, dropping down 1.5 pound test, trying to catch a bluegill in the middle of the winter. My man loves to fish in cold weather. I'm definitely going top 15 with Jeff. Cool dude, man. Cool dude. Skylar Hamilton, ranked 40th last year. Don't know much about you, my man, but I wish you luck. Ray Hasselman. This man is a Texas fanatic. I'm going to have to go top 15 with him. He knows how to fish those flat fisheries, the flats like down there in Texas. He understands them really well. Ray liable to come in there and sack out some big. He's got lots and lots and lots of wins, but on the Texas, mostly on Texas fisheries. But Ray is definitely going to be up there. Upstate Angler just donated $5. And again, guys, I got a crankbait that I'm going to be autographing here at the end. Upstate Angler just donated $5. I got a crankbait, and whoever wins, and I'm going to randomly select somebody, but whoever wins, just DM me on Instagram, and we will autograph a crankbait. I'll get your address and mail it out to you. And actually, I'm going to take a second to tell you guys something. So, as you can see, I'm wearing Proficiency. And these are rods, guys. I've been developing rods for the last 2 years. And finally, I have given my stamp of approval. Guys, I won Angler of the Year last year on Proficiency. rods. They were my prototypes. I developed 5 rods. I'm not into making 15, 20 rods. I got 5 rods that are kind of my all-purpose rods. Guys, you can purchase these for under $70, each one of them, okay? Some of them are in the $60 range. We got a special going on right now, proficiencyrods.com. I think you can buy 3 rods for, I think, $190. That includes shipping. Yes, these are my signature series rods. The spinning rods you see me use all the time, you can get that for $60-something. So proficiencyrods.com. Check them out. Okay, that was my little commercial. So now we got Jamie Hartman. Jamie Hartman is the dude's just a stick. My boy has a burning desire. If you know a little bit of the background, this is a man who said, I'm going after this dream and I'm going to chase it. And he has been very successful. Now, there's been a lot of unsuccessful people in chasing this dream, but he's one who just has that will to survive, that will to, and that drive. Jamie's won on Gunnersville before. He won last year, so I'm definitely going into the top 15 with Jamie. Oh, gosh, Matt Herron. Matt Herron's a local, okay? How can you not put him in the top 10? Typically, Matt's a very good visual fisherman. What I mean by that, he uses his eyes, whether he's reading grass, reading docks, or reading bluffs, or reading lay down trees. He's very good with his eyes, but this being his home lake, I'm sure he's going to have some sneaky stuff, and he's liable to come in there and bust some big bags. So I'm going top 10 with you, Matt. I'm going top 10. Cody Holland, looks like he was the qualified berth, the Bass Nation champion. Don't know nothing about you, Cody, but that don't mean you ain't a good fisherman. Just can't talk about you. Let's see. Cody Huff, again, a college guy. Know nothing about you. Mike Huff. Darn, I wonder if they're brothers. Mike Huff. Don't know nothing about you, my man, but good luck to you. Chris Johnson. All right, duh. Ranked 13th last year. The Johnson brothers. Chris is a man who, he's got patience and he knows how to milk areas out. Definitely going top 15 with Chris. Actually, I'm going to sneak that in and go top 10 with Chris. And he's going to be up there. He knows how to milk areas out. If you can tell my pattern, I'm going with guys that have a good track record with milking areas out, okay? Great day. Jeff Holland. Uh-oh. I will bet an egg and sausage biscuit that Gray Buck wins the Classic this year. Jeff Holland coming through with some money there. Matt Becker says Jeff picking the roommate. Uh-oh. You guys, I love reading you guys chat. So Chris Johnson, let's go a little bit more. Thinking iPad. All right, Corey Johnson, I should have known he was coming up next. Corey and Chris, both of them phenomenal fishermen. Corey is definitely going to be up there. He's a guy who likes to fish a little bit faster than his brother. So, sorry, Corey, I'm going to put your brother in front of you this time. But that doesn't mean that you're not going to be up there. But Corey is absolutely a phenomenal fisherman also. Here we go. Caleb Cuphall. Don't know anything about you, but good luck, Caleb. I wish you the best. Shane LaHue. All right, Shane LaHue is kind of one of these quiet fishermen. He was ranked 8th. You don't really hear, not that you don't hear much about him. If you're in the North Carolina area, you know about Shane LaHue. Just a good guy overall. Has kind of paid attention to him a little bit. His career has been elevating year by year. Probably, I'm not going to quite go to the top 10 with you yet, being your first probably some of your first or second classic, but I'm going to put you probably in the top 15. Brandon Lester. This man, he was 6 last year. Very, of course, naturally, very consistent fisherman. Brandon, I think he's had some good finishes. Not going feeling you this time, Brandon, but that don't mean you ain't gonna be in there. Lee Livesey, don't know much about you, but it looks like you finished 15th last year. That's about all I can say. We got Mr. Bill Lowen. All right. When it comes to skinny water, this sucker even beat me in a ultimate match fishing on Lake Okeechobee in some very, very, very skinny water. But typically, I don't think they're going to be that. They're not going to be that much, and they could be. But I'm not looking for the skinny water guru to come away with a win, but I definitely feel a good finish coming with Bill Lowen. Mark Menendez. My man is dadgummit. He just like a Timex watch. He just keeps on ticking. Versatile angler. He's kind of like your old school angler, jig, spinner baits type of fisherman, and that's what could do well at Guntersville, but I'm not going to sit here and say top 10 on Mark on this one. Brock Mosley. All right, ranked 36. Don't really know much about Brock. He's from Mississippi. He could be a sleeper. Have no idea. Don't know much about you, Brock. Paul Mueller. Now, Paul has had some great finishes on Guntersville. I'm definitely going with Paul Mueller. Good dude. I've talked to him a few times. Seen some of his strengths and weaknesses when the Classic was here years ago. Paul, I'm putting you in the top 10. All right. David Mullins. Reload. While that's reloading, I want to throw a shout out. It's reloading. Guys, if you're looking for any tackle, Fisherman Central, you can see it on my hat here. Fisherman Central, check them out. They got an incredible, easy-to-use website. Prices are phenomenal. Anything that you want in the bass fishing world, they're like a warehouse, man. FishermanCentral.com. Check them out. All right, we're back. We're back in business right here. Oh, man. Now we got to go. I got to click all the way. All right. So what do y'all think of the Major League MLF format this year on live while this is loading up? Y'all like the Major League Fishing live this year? Tell me your thoughts. Do you like it? You guys have seen, we went to that two-pound format, which made it a little tough on us at Okeechobee, but it's a format, I'm definitely going to do a video. I need to get like 3 or 4 tournaments underneath my belt before I can talk about it. Honestly, right now I got 2 underneath my belt, and it's like, I really enjoy the format, but I can't give you the 100% feel of it until I go with 4. It's a cool format. It's fun playing the game, and I have enjoyed it immensely so far. Let's see. Thomas Ganson come in with a little love button. Let's see here. We're getting close, guys. Be patient with me. Getting close. Top Gun. I see him always commenting. Jeff. MLF got much better, Jeff says. I agree. The format. Brandon Lester. Here we go. We're getting close. Brock Mosley. Paul Mueller. I just put him in the top 10. David Mullins. All right, so here we go. Luke Palmer. He qualified through the Elite Series in the 26. Have no idea who you are, Luke, but You must be one heck of a fisherman. All right, here we go. Chad Pipkins. This guy's a little bit all over the board, and he doesn't, surprise me when he does well. And, a lot of times I think my man could be a phenomenal fisherman, but he always seems to sneak in like the bad tournaments come in every once in a while. And I think my man just needs to get a little bit more consistent. As far as Guntersville this year, Chad, I'm not going to put you in the top 10, but I know you're going to do well. Here we go. Clifford Perch, my drop shot king. We got Thomas Ganson coming in, 15. How do you like it with no net? He asked a question, how do I like it with no net, Thomas asked. It puts more excitement in it. It really does. Like, I had to learn, even in practice, when I hooked them, I played them, and I said, man, I'm so used to nets. So in practice, I was actually practicing lipping them in, looking at my hook when I had one coming in to see if I could swing him. It's a different game, different part of the game, and it was pretty cool, doing it with no net. I actually set the hook one or two times at Okeechobee, and I was like, get the net. I was like, that was stupid because we can't get the net. So, yes, liking the format of that so far. Clifford Perch, he is drop shot man. He, of course, when it comes to clear water, you're always going to expect Cliff to be up there, but we're dealing with a little bit of muddy water. I don't look for him to be top 10, but a phenomenal fisherman. Cliff Prince, ranked 35th last year. We got the Florida, typically known for Florida fishing, shallow water fisherman, great fisherman, but not so much of a Florida fisherman in a cold water environment. Cliff. All right, Hunter Shryock. Okay, my man does incredible editing work, number one. Okay, so if you're not familiar with his videos, he does a lot of behind-the-scenes videos for other companies too. So my man is incredible with the camera. I loved his series 24/7, and he's a man who's got the burning desire to make it in this industry, to make it in this world, and is doing very well for himself. He's like one of these visual fishermen. I talked about Matt Herron being a visual fisherman. I don't know if visual fishing is going to do a lot of good than this one, but I know he's going to do well. Taylor Smith, have no clue who you are, but Bass Nation champion. I wish you luck. Brian Snowden, here we go. He's a guy who deals a lot with cold water. Brian, I'm not going to put you in the top 15, but I'm definitely going to put you up there. Whitney Stevens, okay, see, he's the Eastern Open champion. Don't know much about you, Whitney, but I'm sure you're going to do well. Scott McFalls, always a big supporter of the channel. Amazing how many of you guys were breaking rods, putting fish in the boat. Yeah, it's always in how you flip them in the boat. If Hunter won it, yep, it would be. I'm a Hunter fan. Bayview, man, my eyesight is going crazy. Matt Becker, don't sleep on my man Whitney Stevens. I have no idea who Whitney Stevens is, Matt. A lot of these guys, I don't even have a clue. I love reading you guys' comments. It's pretty cool. All right, so we got Cameron Steerett. You got a good smile on your face. You look presentable. 2019 national champion. I can't speak about you because I don't know you. Caleb Summerall is from Louisiana, number one. I like it because you're from Louisiana. And I love all you guys in Louisiana. You guys are like the most down-to-earth guys ever. He was ranked 21st last year. I'm just going to pull for you just because you're just simply from Louisiana, man. I love it. That's the only place I thought about moving to in my career. Patrick Walters, okay, ranked 16th. I'm starting to hear a lot of chatter about this guy. A lot of chatter. Patrick Walters, Summerville, South Carolina. He deals a little bit with the flat water fishing. You know what? I'm going a little bit. I'm putting you in the top 10, Patrick. You're sneaking in my top 10 back here on the backside for sure. Jake Whitaker. All right, he's from Fairview, North Carolina. I got to hang out a little bit with Jake here a couple months ago working a show. And, seemed like a really cool dude. Don't know much about you, Jake, but you live pretty close, and I'm pulling for you. Jason Williamson. He's been around for a while, guys. I mean, he's I can think about some tournaments that were held down in Texas. He's done well down there. I'm going to have to put him up there. He's going to be consistent. And the last one bringing it in is Chris Zaldane. So we know Chris Zaldane, my man who fights a fish for 18 minutes and 35 seconds. When he sets the hook, you may as well go to sleep. Set your alarm for 15 minutes later, and he might be reeling it in. I've never seen a man just fight a fish so long. Everybody's got their different groove, but I think Chris is going to be a player. And the reason I do is he did well in the tournaments there last time at Guntersville when they were there last. He's a fisherman who's just blossoming, coming out of his shell, whatever you want to call it. He's become a very consistent angler here in the last few years. And he's probably going to take that stinking mag draft and go around and reel it slow and catch all those Guntersville hogs. So, yes, Chris Zaldane, you're going in my top 10. Now, let's talk about my top 3. Scott McFall's coming in with a love tap there. Scott McFalls. I got to meet this man at the last event. I went and worked a show this weekend in Ohio, and really cool talking to you, Scott. I really enjoyed it, and it was a fun time just being able to share some stories. He's a big supporter of the channel. So let's talk about the top 3. Let's comment here. Do not leave yet. I got Scott Canterbury's going to be a top 10. Top 3. Who else did I put in the top 3? Scott Canterbury. Daggone it, man. I'm going to have to go. Let's go with Paul Mueller. And let's go with... Who else did I say? Probably Paul Mueller, and let's go with Stetson Blaylock. All right, so there are my top 3. Now, what order do you think that's going to be? I see, hey, some of y'all, Walters, that's right. Put Walters up in there, Stetson Blaylock. If Zaldane goes to throw those huge swim baits, he might crack a huge bag. I agree, MSB fishing, but the problem is with swim baits, they're so inconsistent that it's hard to do it for 3 days. It's just hard to do it. You are sleeping on Michael Menon says hey, I gave Brandon Lester some love. I don't really know him as well. I don't think we've ever spoken. Not that means anything, but could be. I could be wrong. Baylock's caught in Canada. I forgot about old John Cox. There's so many good people that have a shot at that. Bill Lowen, I see Ohio Bassmaster. I gave Bill Lowen some credit, but I don't think they're going to be in that skinny of water. If they were going to be in a lot more skinnier water, I would go with Bill Lowen. Dustin is saying Paul for the winner. I agree. He did well. He seemed like a cool kid. Brandon Cobb, my man, said, do you ever think you'll win a classic? Well, Hampton, I got to get there first. It won't happen unless I fish the Bassmaster side, which is not against my thinking. But I would love to win the classic. Matt Herron in the top 10. Let's see here. Throwing a crankbait on some Dobbin rods. There you go. So, guys, comment before I chime off here. let's talk about this. What are some videos that you guys have enjoyed that I did? Or what are some videos you look for me to do? And we got to talk about this signed crankbait here, all right? I got an autographed crankbait. I'm actually going to sign it now. So who wants a chance to win? I'm going to wait just a minute for this autograph. I'm going to go ahead and sign it and put your name on it. Let's see here. Signing this crankbait. AOY08 11 12 19. All right, guys. Right here. Here you go. I can't. Where's that crankbait? Right there. All right, guys. Who wants this crankbait? Again, I'm going to pick a winner. And I think all I need you to do is DM me. What was that one guy? Something.
Don't do it that way.
Yeah.
Close your eyes and the first person you see when you open them.
Okay, so here we go. Here's how I'm going to do it. If you guys just say, I want the crankbait, I'm going to close my eyes. And then when I open them, the first name that I see is going to get the crankbait. All right? And then don't forget, you're going to have to DM me on Instagram to get it. So here, once I start seeing them come in, just chime in and say, I want the crankbait. All right, here we go. I'm starting to see them come in. All right, I'm closing my eyes. I'm going to hold my eyes for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the first person, I haven't opened them yet. First person I see is going to get it. Ready? KO. KO is getting the crankbait. KO. Hit me up on Instagram, KO, and I will mail this out. All I need is your address. I will mail this out to you. And I appreciate you guys' support. Guys, I appreciate you guys' support and what you guys do. Thank you for subscribing. Get the thumbs up. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up. And I appreciate everything that you guys do. And hold on, let me get it. Hey, I'm going to be at the Classic. So I will have some merch at the Classic. David Dudley hats. Hit me up at the Classic. I'll be there signing autographs, doing all that kind of stuff. Hit me up at the Classic. Let me know if you want some of the hats. I ain't actually wearing one of my DDI hats, David Dudley Outdoor hats, but I will be at the Classic. Come look me up. I think I'll really only have like 2 dozen of them left. They're probably going to go the first day. So hit me up at the Classic, ask me for a hat, and I'm out.